I've flown to South America and plan to live in a rental car while using Google Earth as a guide. But unlike usual tourists, I will be aiming to uncover the history of the ancient people of the land while climbing to the top of many mountain peaks to immerse us in nature and reward us with amazing views not usually seen. So buckle up, because you're coming along. Welcome to SWELLER'S and Dwellers. I've been robbed.
Well, my friends, it is on! I have got the car, but there's a problem. It just started hailing. Oh, kind of puts a damper on the morning, but you know what? It doesn't matter, because I have to go to the grocery store and do some stocking up on food, so it's okay. The forecast says it's supposed to get nicer later on today, so we'll hold hope that we can do something after we finish our initial prep. Let's go to the grocery store. Well, it's a bit windy, but it's not raining and hailing anymore, so let's hope it keeps getting better. It does look a bit nasty over there where we're going. I drove my first 10K and got that under my belt. That feels good. Well, my friends, we have a cart. I don't think I've ever gotten a cart in a foreign country for groceries. This is a new experience. I don't think we're going to get too much, but, you know, let's just do it. Went to this grocery store out of Bariloche because I thought prices would be the same or cheaper, but they're a little more expensive, and they're out of stock on some stuff. Kind of disappointed, but anyways, we'll hit another grocery store later today, so hopefully it's a bit better. Yeah, so anyways, so now we're going to drive only about 20 kilometers to our first site. Well, here we are, my friends, at the beginning of the Seven Lakes Road. Here we are, my friends. Lake 1 of 7.
Lago Noel Wapi. This lake is 540 square kilometers of pure glacial water, supplied by the Patagonian Andes Mountains. The lake's name derives from the Mapuche language. Noel means puma, and Wapi means island. So it is the island of the puma. This entire area is Argentina's first national park and the third in the Americas. Only Yellowstone in the USA and Banff, near my home in Canada, are older.
Well, our first hike said the path was not enabled. I guess that means closed. But we're still going to save the day. We're going to go up our alternate route. Here is the sign. Cerro Centinela. It says duration 5-6 hours. I'm hoping it's not that long. We'll see. I love these signs with the park recommendations. It's the same in Canada.
I particularly like the third one that notes that there's no lifeguard on duty. Here in the middle of nowhere.
Let me explain what this gate here right at the beginning means. It means we can't drive up. All right, just go around the gate. For the first part, you stay pretty much at ground level and walk along an old road for a ways alongside the river. It's nice of them to make a little bridge for us. Well, I probably could have jumped that. So I'm going to take a wild guess and say that This is our high point, this is the summit, but you know how it is from my past videos. It often isn't. You might not be able to see the summit. It could be further on and higher, but I don't know in this case. Let's go find out. All right, after just under 15 minutes, we got a little turn off here, going to the left, away from the river, and towards the mountain. Look at that wall. We're definitely not going up that. It looks like we're gonna start going up. Although I really didn't need the bridge over the little creeks, I do appreciate them cutting through this log. It's huge. The views are beautiful, but watch out for the poop. We have gone right around that menacing rock face. And now we've come into the valley on the other side of it. Beautiful. Oh, we're cruising along. I'm not sure if that's our high point right there. I have a feeling it is. A little bit of a tree arch. Watch your head. Oh, my friends, when you're hiking and you find a seat, it's always good to take it when it's available. Remember that huge menacing rock face we saw from below? Well, now we're nearly atop of it. We went right around it. What a view now that we're standing up atop that cliff face we saw from below. Sweet! I'm hoping the views only get better. Well, here's the Mirador, and it is beautiful. What a gorgeous view. But we're gonna go to the summit. It's not that much further. Let's do it. Here we are! Wow, what a beauty! After an hour and 10 minutes, we have made it! The summit! Cerro Centinela! It is hurricane winds up here, but the view is beautiful! I just walked down to that little rock buttress in front of the summit. It's beautiful. Oh, look at this view from the rock face. Holy man, that was just sick how windy that was. We're just below the ridgetop now, like maybe 10, 15 meters, 10 meters, and it's absolutely zero wind. It's just crazy when you crest that ridge. Oh, my hands are freezing. Oh man, I almost lost my hat. Huh. Anyways, whew, it's better now. Let's go back a ways, back to the Mirador. Sit and have a little break. It's so much more pleasant down here without that wind. So, now, I haven't eaten much all day. We have to sniff out some food. And if you know me, you are not going to want to miss this. Yes, my friends, we're going to try and eat big. Let's go find a feast. That little stream was so inviting, I took the opportunity to take a little wash. Not a big one, just a little bit of a refresher. I mean, we gotta be all fresh for dinner, you know. All right, after about 2 3/4 hours and 665 meters elevation gain, we are back at the car. And by the way, this is the rental car, my Sandero. We'll introduce it to you a little bit later. It's been a busy day. I know it's kind of rude of me, but it's been a busy day.
Now let's find some dinner in Villa La Angostura.
All right, I have found dinner at Porto Pirata. I'm gonna have a Hawaiian pizza. It's pretty much just a takeout joint. There's a few tables here, but look at this mural. Beautiful. Apparently, an individual Hawaiian is 5,200 pesos. Or, just over $5, maybe $5.50. It's ready. I got it. Let's check it out. Oh, look at that. Nice big pieces of pineapple. A few olives, which I don't like. And some ham buried in there with lots of cheese. Yes, my friends. This pizza is no slouch. It's thick, and that pineapple is beautiful. Oh, wow. Look at that. Tons of cheese, thick crust. Oh, it's meaner than it looks. The thing about this little town, Angostura, is it's kind of got that real trendy mountain town vibe to it. Main Street is full of colorful bars and expensive chocolate shops. Gotta enjoy this. Last piece. Delicious. I really like this pizza. But this pizza place is 2 streets back from the main street, and you gotta go down this potholed, muddy gravel side street, and it seems like a totally different town back here, only 2 blocks from the main street. But you know me, Sweller Van Dweller, while all the other tourists are sitting in the fancy patios on Main Street, Sweller's in the back alley, chowing down. Well, I'll tell you what, that pizza was fantastic. Highly recommended. Well, one small problem after that pizza. Remember the Griddle ice cream place I went to last episode? Well, as I was driving down the street, I saw one and had to stop in. So I got myself a pistachio ice cream cone. Woo! Got her to put some caramel sauce striped on the top of it. Oh, man. And they even gave me a spoon. Oh, that's delicious. Wow, you can't go wrong with pistachio. Here's a little spot I parked for my first night.
Good morning. First morning after sleeping in the car in Argentina. I'm still alive. It was a little noisy in the first few hours until maybe midnight with cars and bikes and dogs barking. And then it quieted right down. It's been beautiful. I slept in the back seat, stretched out, and it was surprisingly comfortable. With the blow-up thermarest stretched across the back seat, it evens it right out and makes it nice and cushy. Yeah, I can say it was perfectly fine. So, success. But now it's time to get up, cook some breakfast, and head out for the day's activities.
Window's a little bit foggy. Not too bad.
Just 100 meters down, 50 meters down, is the beach. And there's a great spot for cooking. Let's go have some breakfast. Boiling up some water. All right, got ourselves some nice hot oatmeal and some tea. Look at this view. Found the perfect spot on the beach to air out the sleeping bag. Assembling some peanut butter sandwiches in the hatchback on the lakeside.
Just driving away from my first night's camp.
So we're on our way to the trailhead to climb Cerro La Mona. Best I can tell is that this mountain's name has a somewhat distasteful history. It came about when the first ascensionists were able to climb it with relative ease.
Mirador Inalco. What a beautiful day. Number 2 of the 7 lakes, Lago Espejo. That's my attempt at Spanish.
The word espejo means mirror. This lake, which reflects the landscape on its clear waters, was given its name by Enrique Wolf, an explorer, topographer, and engineer who explored this area between the years of 1895 and 1896. In his writings, he describes his amazement at the huge larches and lake that resembles a mirror.
Lake number 3, Lago Corontoso. There's a lot of bikers along this route. Remnants of an old bridge along the Rio Rucamalan. And a couple of guys fishing for pescado along the new bridge. Ah, muy bien. Look at his fishing rod. It's an empty can of corn. Perfect. Wow, it's a little fox. Drive down this side road for a couple kilometers. Oh, it's a bit bumpy. We have arrived at the trailhead for Cerro La Mona. Just a couple of meters out of Lago Espejo campground. First thing we gotta do is walk back up the road. It's not far, less than a kilometer. It's just that there's better parking where we parked. As you're walking down the road, you can occupy yourself with stealing a few first quick peeks at Cerro La Mona when the forest gives you a view. After about 5 minutes, you come to the intersection where the trail begins and you leave the road. I know you're on the right track when you come to the sign. Whoa! As always, watch out for the poop. Once you leave the road and start on the trail, well, the first part of the trail is actually another old road. Along the way, there's a few branches. Make sure you stay on the main old road. The first section on this old road actually isn't so bad. It's beautiful, quiet, peaceful forest. Just me and the birds. There is the summit, way back there. Fairly far away. Bit snowy. Hopefully we can get around that. I don't even think that's the actual summit. That's the false summit back there. But it is what it is. This is what we came for. Let's get to it. After about 15-20 minutes, you come to a little camping spot, or the trail that continues to the peak. There's the peak. Got a bit of snow on it, but we have to go down here into the valley and cross a stream. A dead cow or something. It smells bad. Oh man, looks like we have to cross this river. Hope we don't have to get the feet wet. Oh, we're saved. Haha, the trail goes this way. We do have to cross this rickety-looking old bridge. Oh, there was a lizard. Can you hear that bird? After about half an hour, you really start climbing. Sometimes the tree trunks are so big here, you can't even cut through them with a chainsaw. Some more enormous logs. There's an arrow. Luckily they've cut some steps for us. Ah, nice little waterfall there through the trees.
The emerald forest frog lives in the darkest part of the forest, hidden beneath logs or fallen leaves. It changes colors like a chameleon. At night, its color is a dark green, and during the day, its body becomes bright emerald with 2 iridescent brown stripes.
Oh, look at that hollow log. I should go in and check it out. Oh, I know. Sweller, what are you doing, man? You don't want to go in there. Well, you're right, I don't. Down low, you make your way through lots of bamboo forest. Most of you know I usually don't like to eat my lunch until I'm at the top. But once again, we got a late start, and it's 1:30, and I'm getting hungry. What? Don't be such a slave driver. Let's fuel up for the push to the summit. Since the grocery store was handy this morning, I figured I'd buy myself some cheese, so we get a special treat instead of peanut butter today. Oh, and look at this. Look what we dug up from the bottom of the pack. One lonely old coconut cream cookie. Let's finish this off. Well, we're getting high enough that the forest is starting to thin out a bit. Well, that's nice. A log that I can actually step over. You know that snow we saw at the bottom? Well, we've reached it. Here we are, my friends. We've hit some snow patches, but they're small right now, so we can just go around them. But I'm just going to go right through this one. It's tiny, and the snow is hard. Well, we've got about 400 meters elevation gain to go, I think. And hopefully we can make it around these snow patches to keep going. We'll see. 400 meters is a fair elevation gain. But hey, here's a great view. Let's take a look. Well, we pretty much reached the shoulder of Lamona, the shoulder of the female monkey. 350 meters to go, approximately, from what I can tell. Let's hope we can make it. There's a lot of snow up here. Hopefully it's solid. That'll help a lot. I have to traverse a fairly steep slope here. We'll have to be careful. Look at this crack. That's a bit nerve-wracking. We're going to have to keep aware here. We're going to try and avoid the snow and keep to the rock as much as we can. That was a little intimidating.
And way in the distance back there, Volcan Puyehue. That's a volcano for you non-Spanish speakers.
It's getting fairly windy up here. It's hard to tell which way to go for the final bit. I think I'm just going to hit the shoulder. I'm going to hit the shoulder straight on. When you think you're getting close to the summit, there's another bump. I'm hoping this is the final one. Once you get to the top of the bump, you can see there's yet another bump. Yes, my friends, but the views are great. Let's keep plodding on. The final few steps, I think. Oh, yes, we have made it. Woo! Sarah Ramona, the female monkey. I'm glad I got that monkey off my back. There are snow-covered peaks and volcanoes and lakes for as far as you can see around here. And some of them are really caked in snow. So you've got to be pretty selective about picking your objectives or be ready for a full mountaineering experience. You know, the good thing about all this snow is that on the way down, we're going to get some great boot skiing. Woo! Do you think I'm having a little bit of fun? Here's another big ski. There we go, down this steep traverse. Camping, 2.5 hours. Well, on the way up here, I was up to this point in 2 hours, so should be a bit quicker for us. Now that we're down lower, it feels like summer again. Let's take off the jacket.
A few snowballs in there from our wipeouts.
After about 5 hours and 10 minutes, we're back at the car. But we got a lot to do yet. It's already 5:30. We gotta have a little bath. We gotta filter some water. We gotta eat dinner. And then we gotta figure out where we're gonna camp for the night. So, let's get busy. There's a little creek here where we can wash up. So here's what I did for dinner. I bought myself a canister of gas because you can't bring those on the airplane. So I bought that here. But I brought my stove from back in Canada. And I bought some pasta. Cooked up some spaghetti. And threw in a can of tuna. And I got this dehydrated tomato sauce. I was going to buy packets of tomato sauce like I do when I cook in the hostel. And you know what? This way I can control the salt because I don't like too much salt. And also, when you don't have refrigeration, you kind of have to get creative. So this is great. I just add it to the water and mix it up. And you know what? It's delicious. Another cool thing about this spot I found next to the car to cook dinner is I never showed you. But I've got a little lizard friend here that seems to live in the logs. I can't see him now. I don't know where he went. He was just sunbathing out here a minute ago. I know what you're saying. But, Sweller, come on. What are you doing, man? Why is it so soupy? Well, when I go hiking, I don't tend to drink a ton of water, and I get probably a little bit dehydrated. So whenever I cook dinner, I make sure there's a lot of water in there, and even if it's not supposed to be soup, I kind of make it soupy because I need all the water I can get. That's why it looks soupy. So I realized I made a dinner error. I intended to mix in a can of peas with my pasta and tuna, but hey, it's not all lost because I've got a backup. I've got a few cans of Argentinian creamy corn. Let's take a look. Well, it's certainly different than in Canada. It's a lot more watery, but it tastes pretty good. Yeah, it's not too bad. It kind of grows on you. It's cream corn. It's the same, but it's different. It's also definitely sweet, like cream corn back in Canada. I was going to have dessert, but I don't know. This is kind of like vegetables and dessert at the same time. It's actually a really nice-looking campground, like 200 meters past the parking spot for the hike. It's basically the end of the road, and it ends at the lake. It's on Lago Aspijo Chico, a smaller Aspijo. If I was going to stay here for any length of time, I'd actually consider it. But it's already 7:30 and I'm getting up early to go hiking, so it doesn't really make sense to pay. I'm going to go find somewhere free again to get a few hours sleep. But it does look like a nice place if you're looking to relax. Wow, what a beautiful little road to drive at night. Nice. Just at the side of the highway, there's a little pullout. It doesn't say no camping, no sleeping, so I'll give it a shot.
I added a toque last night, and I think I slept better. But, it was still a bit cool, so tonight I think I'm going to dig out the long johns as well. Anyways, let's get up and get some breakfast.
Another great spot for breakfast overlooking Lake Corontoso. Cheers, my friends. Number 4, Lake Escondido.
The word Escondido means hidden, and the name of this lake refers to its secluded location inside the forest, surrounded by mountains and protected by reeds.
And it is aptly named.
There are like wild horses all along this highway, just wandering the road.
Lake number 5, Lago Villarino.
Named for Basilio Valerino, whose diaries and maps generated valuable information for the colonization of Patagonia.
We are going to attempt Cerro Faulkner. I notice I say attempt. It's pretty cold today. It's windy and cloudy, so I'm not sure we're going to make it. Reports say you should try for a bluebird day, so I don't know. We'll give it a shot.
This mountain was named after Thomas Faulkner, an English Jesuit explorer who studied Patagonia for almost 40 years. His learnings were captured in a book in 1774, and he was credited with recording Argentina's first fossil in 1760, when he discovered the skeleton of a glyptodon, which is the ancient ancestor of the armadillo. It's hypothesized that ancient prehistoric people used their enormous shells as shelters.
After hiking up the highway a couple minutes, we come to this entrance to the pathway. Just gotta open the gate and let yourself in. Walk along the road for a couple minutes, and the pathway is on your right. Along the way, there's these trees with these hard, kind of nut-like things growing on them. I don't know what they are. Well, here's another one on the ground, and it's kind of soft. I don't know what's going on.
Wait! Guess what? I think this is Xiao Xiao, the parasitic tree fungus that we were searching for in Bariloche a couple of episodes ago. Prized for its sweetness and used in ice cream.
Do you think I should taste it? No, I'm not some kind of crazy lunatic. You think I'm going to taste it? Well, maybe. No, I'm not going to taste it. Down here in the forest, it's actually calm, but I can hear the wind, and if I look up to the peak, the clouds are just barreling over the summit. So it's very windy up there. Hopefully we'll stay on the side of the ridge that's protected from the wind. But once we get to the summit, I don't think there's any escaping it. We'll see. All we can do is try. You know that's what I'm all about. I'm here for you. We're gonna go. I sure am glad there's a trail. Because, you know, there is no option to go through the bush here. In some countries, in some mountain ranges, you can bushwhack it. But this, you ain't gonna bushwhack this. We get our first gorgeous view. Up higher, in every direction, as far as you can see, it's nothing but cloud. 360 degrees, but look at this, right above me, I'm getting a glimpse of the sun. Quite the forest cover. It's like walking into a tunnel. But I'm not complaining. It's protection from the wind. Which way? Oh, the trail is well signed. Getting a little thick. Whoa! Even way up here you gotta watch out for the poop. This is crazy. This is cow poop, I think. Cows way up here, this high? What are these, mountaineering cows? Unbelievable. Whoa, beautiful. Sweller, come on, man. What are you doing always wearing long pants instead of shorts? Well, there is a lot of scrub on most of these mountains. The tree line goes very high. And on these shrubs are all kinds of little needle points. Oh, seriously, I've been stabbed quite a few times. And no, if you wore shorts, you would be a shredded mess by the time you got through it. So, that's why. I think I'm going to poke it because we got to pass it one way or the other. And I'll poke it with my pole so he moves away from me. There he goes, off the trail. Just like I want. Wow, that was fun. At least we saw it and didn't step on it or something. Oh man, I kind of got a problem now. Every kind of twisty tree root I see on the ground, I think is another snake. All right, it is noon and we're almost halfway up. So I'm gonna stop and have a bite to eat here. Because once we get up on the ridge out of the trees, I don't think it's going to be very conducive to sitting around eating cheese sandwiches. So let's fuel up while we can. You gotta love 2-day-old unrefrigerated cheese. Delicious! Some big trees topple out here. We're getting to an altitude where the forest is really starting to thin out. I'm hoping it'll last a little while longer though, so we can stay out of that wind. I already stopped to put on my gloves. But if you read the signs, they point to the right. And the trail wisely stays below the ridge and is protecting us from the wind. This is great. All right, we just crested the ridge and we're getting our first views of the rocky summit. We got about 500 meters to go, which is a fair amount. We're a bit more exposed to the wind here, so hopefully it stays okay. Oh, here we go. We're just punching through tree line. Let's see if the winds play nicely. Onto the rock. All right, 300 meters to go. Looks like it might get a little bit scrambly up ahead. Up on the ridge there, the wind was just howling. I've dropped down off to the side again, and it makes all the difference. It's so protected here, just like a few meters below. So I'm going to try and stay down as much as I can And, but I don't know. It kind of opens up ahead here again. I don't know. I'll just do my best. Only 250 meters to go. Let's see if we can do it. Oh, it's so windy up here. And it's blowing sand into my eyes. It's just harsh. 150 more meters to go. I think we're almost there. I got snot pouring out of my nose. This is hardcore, man. Let's finish it off. Oh my gosh. That's it. That's the summit, I think. Final few steps. We have done it. The summit. Cerro Faulkner, Argentina. Woo! Woo! Incredible views. Incredible. I am like 1 meter below the summit, hidden behind the ridge, and there is like almost no wind. It's incredible the difference. It's like a hurricane up there. Woo! Oh my gosh. I don't know if I should have a little snack or try to get down. It almost looks like it's raining. Raining around me. There's a little gust of wind. Maybe I'll try and get back down into the trees before I have a snack. Back down out of the wind. It'll be quick. Looks like it took about 2 hours and 35 minutes to get up here. Mountains as far as the eye can see. Oh yeah, man. We're gonna be crazy lunatics going down. Woo! All right, we made it down below tree line. Oh, it's a lot less windy here. That was intense. Oh, all right. Let's reward ourselves with our last cheese sandwich. I don't think it'll last another day anyways. I also have to make a decision. We'll get back to the car about 3:30 or 4. We can stay and camp right at this beautiful free campsite right where we parked. Or we can drive into San Martin de los Andes. The advantage there is we can get a nice, warm, but a little more expensive meal. Unless I can find something cheaper than when we're on our way to Bariloche. The disadvantage is we'll probably have to stay on the street somewhere and sleep, which kind of sucks. Oh no, it's not super warm. I'm gonna take my jacket off here because I'm scared it's gonna rip on these thorny bushes I mentioned earlier. Just a magical view, my friends. Just magical. I don't know if you can see it, but the car is just at that pinch point between the lakes there at the campground. Wow, look at that. Amazing! Are we going to stay here? Or are we going to go to San Martin? Okay, so here's the plan. If I stay here and camp, it's so cold out that I can't really sit outside or anything. I have to sit in the car. Except to make dinner. I'll have to go outside and do that. If, on the other hand, I go to San Martin, I can sit inside a nice warm car and enjoy the drive, and then have a great feast in a warm restaurant. I have to find a place to sleep in San Martin, because it'll be too late to drive anywhere and too dark, and I don't want to do that. So, that's the only downside. Plus, going into St. Martin, I'll regain cell service so I can check what's going on in the world. The only negative is that I can't stay at the free campsite. But you know what? I'll try and arrange it so that on the return trip, I can stay there and hopefully the weather will be much more enjoyable and it'll be a much nicer stay. So, let's go to San Martin and let's get some great dinner. Oh, we got a little problem here. They don't seem too worried. Lake number 6, Lake Faulkner, with the peak we just climbed, bordering it. We have a visitor. And we have arrived! Lake number 7, Lake Macho Nico. While we've arrived at all 7 lakes, this adventure is not even half done, my friends. We've got a lot of peaks to climb, to see magnificent views from much higher up, and of course, lots of great food to eat. Just about at San Martin. What a view. I promised a warm meal and a warm restaurant, and I will deliver, my friends. We are going to dine. The appetizers here. Let's take a look. We got a plate, cheese, meat, a couple olives, some lettuce, some vegetables, I don't know what that is, beans, and a basket of bread. This isn't even our appetizer, this is just a pre-appetizer. Okay, our official appetizer has arrived. Let's take a look. What is it? We ordered a deer empanada. Let's try it out. It looks so beautiful. Wow. The pastry is flaky, the meat is juicy, it's delicious. Kind of a bit spicy. This starter plate with the cheese and meat and everything, it is delicious. And the bonus is, it doesn't matter if you're 1 or 2 people, they bring you the same amount. So, I'm eating double what most people are. And you know what? I'm going to enjoy every bite. We've got vegetables on here. I don't even know what they are, but I'm eating them. Might be eggplant. Does eggplant have seeds? I don't think it does. It must have been squash. It had some seeds. And I ate it all, except for the lonely old olives. I can't stand olives. You can have them. I can't stop eating this bread. I better watch it. I got a main coming. Are you ready? The main has arrived. Let's take a look. We got rump steak and a mountain of mashed potatoes. So last time I was here, my mashed potatoes were actually cold. Like they came out of the refrigerator. And I thought, I didn't know if it was the way they did it, or if it was a mistake, or what. But now I know it was a mistake, because these ones are piping hot. Delicious. This steak is so good, I can literally feel my energy returning with each bite. It's so good. I really needed this. I'm starting to get full, but we gotta power through it. We need all the calories we can get with all the mountain climbing. Do you see the grill marks on this steak? I'm not sure if you can see them. That makes the steak 20% tastier. Definitely. It's proven. Scientific research. Well, I buckled down and I finished it. But I have news. We're not finished yet. We have dessert coming. Ooh, buckle up. We got some work to do. Oh man, you gotta see this. This is gonna slay you. Dessert has arrived. We've got a mountain of flan, a huge dollop of whipped cream, and a virtual lake of dulce leche. Oh man, it's so big, it creates a shadow on the camera. I mean, do I even have to say it? This is tremendous. Oh. Wow. Final verdict? Well, for 7,750 pesos, or about $8.50, it's a pretty good deal. And everything tasted great. It's so good, I might have to try and fit it in one more time while I'm in the area. Stay tuned. We'll see if we can make it happen. The only thing left is for me to pay and get out of here before I explode. Good morning, and welcome to day 4 on the 7-Lake Circuit in Argentina. We've had 3 days and 3 successful summits, so I think today I'm going to take a rest day and do some planning as well. We spent the night camping on a hillside just on the outskirts of San Martin de los Andes. But right now, let me show you the view from where we camped. Let's pick a spot for breakfast with a view. As always, oatmeal with bananas and dulce leche mixed in, and some hot tea. And our view. Well, I have another bit of not so good news. Literally overnight, a few days after I arrived in Argentina, the value of the Argentinian peso literally changed by double in value against the US dollar. Now, it's a very complicated situation because Argentina has actually 2 exchange rates. An official one that you'll get if you go through ATMs and banks and such, and an unofficial one if you go to some guy on the street and do your exchange. And the second exchange rate, it used to be actually double as good as if you went to the bank. Now that's kind of been erased. But I don't want to explain it too much. You'll get a headache. If you really are curious, you can explore the blue dollar rate in Argentina. Just do some research. But the fallout for me is that sometimes in Argentina, to protect themselves against the fluctuation of their currency, they'll price things in US dollars. And so anything priced in US dollars at the time I purchased it, like a hotel, mostly hotels, effectively now have doubled in price from what it cost when I booked them. But I mean, food or groceries, anything priced in pesos is the same
there's no change hardly, except for the normal fluctuations of the currency, which every currency has. It's just this strange thing where they price hotels in U.S. currency, and that has resulted in a double slam on me. It's now twice as expensive. The funny thing is it's me as the tourist who's getting hammered. If the hotel is actually benefiting, they're taking advantage of it essentially and making double. If I went to them and said, hey, look, there's some weird stuff happening with the exchange rate, can you still just charge me the number of pesos as I was quoted when I booked? They wouldn't be losing anything. They would be getting the same amount of pesos they wanted when I booked. And those pesos are still worth the same thing to them today. You can go, like I said, buy groceries or to the restaurant for the same price you could previously. It's just when you get the US dollar exchange involved, where they're essentially taking advantage of this to make double the money off of me as the guest. It's their choice. They don't have to. They could charge me the same number of pesos as I was quoted when I booked, or they could, use the new exchange rate, which works out to double and cost me double. So I don't know. Once I'm done the Seven Lakes circuit, I'm going to return to the same hostel I stayed at originally, and I'm going to have a talk with them. And it's going to be up to them. What do they want to do? I think they should do the right thing and just charge me the pesos I was quoted for, and they won't lose anything. If they choose to charge me double, that is simply taking advantage of me. So, stay tuned, my friends. We will see.
Bienvenidos a Pizza Cala.
Perfecto! Since it's rest day and we're around town for lunch, we've stopped in for lunch at Pizza Cala. Let's take a look. I got a small Hawaiian pizza with ham and pineapple. It's a thin crust style, but loaded with toppings and tons of cheese. Even though this is the chica, small size, I'm getting pretty full. It's very filling. I got this for takeaway and I was going to go eat in the park, but I'm glad I didn't because it is ooey gooey and messy. And that's in a good way. Well, that was the busiest restaurant I have seen yet in Argentina and Chile. And for good reason. It was terrific. Final verdict? Well, for 5,000 Argentinian pesos or under $6, it was filling, it was ooey gooey, and it was delicious. If you're in San Martin de los Andes in Argentina, make sure to stop in to Pizza Cala. So let me explain this exchange rate fiasco another way. So, as you know, the US dollar is a pretty strong currency. So, when you go to other countries, you normally get a deal because their currency's worth less. So, you get a lot of value. So, imagine if the US dollar is kind of like a coupon. It gives you a discount. So in Argentina, the way it used to work is if you use this coupons, imagine in Argentina, like the hotel is a store, and you have the American dollar, the coupon. So the way it used to work is you go to the store with the coupon, and you give it to the store, and you get a discount on the product, and you get money back. This is how it used to work in Argentina, but now this exchange rate fiasco has allowed the store to take my coupon, the money from my coupon, and keep it for themselves instead of me getting it. So they're getting the value of the coupon. Normally when you use a coupon, you go to the store and you get the money. You're the one with the coupon. But now, this has strangely given them the power to take the money from the coupon for themselves. That's kind of the parallel in the nutshell. So, it's just a weird situation, and it sucks. And they don't have to do that. They could take the money from the coupon and say, oh, we understand this isn't right. You're the one with the coupon, so you should get the value. And they could give it to me. And they would get exactly, it doesn't hurt them. They get exactly what they wanted. They sold the product. But they have this power to steal the coupon value from you. Steal? I don't know. Take advantage. They're taking advantage of it, of the situation, which is weird. They're taking advantage of their guest. It's just not right. It'll be interesting to see what happens, because I'm going to have a talk with them. And stay tuned, my friends. It's going to be interesting.
I was browsing on Google Earth and came across this unusual geometric structure high atop an extinct volcano deep in the Andes Mountains. Could it be an ancient archaeological ruin left behind by the indigenous Mapuche people? Or even the old Stone Age, pre-Columbian, Paleolithic hunter-gatherers? What other hidden treasures might this area hold? I'm going in for a look, and you, well, buckle up, you're coming along.
I have some bad news. Welcome to day 5 on the Seven Lakes Circuit in Argentina. After lunch yesterday of that great pizza at Pizza Cala, I went to the library on my rest day just to do some research and preparation, and I started to feel not good. You know how you feel when you are getting a cold? You can just feel it. I just had that unwell feeling. And so I was just extremely tired for the rest of the day. And now it's morning. And I actually don't feel quite as bad right now. But I definitely have a cold. I just don't feel quite as bad as yesterday. But so today I was supposed to do my biggest summit yet. So I don't think that's a good idea. There's another one in the area that I was going to pair it with over the next 2 days. I think I'll do a smaller one first and then see how I feel tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be up to doing the bigger one. But the good news is at least I feel like doing something. But as soon as you start working, going up, that, I don't know, that's where I'll feel it. So anyways, we got a bit of a drive to get there. Let's get to it. For the next few days, we're going beyond the Seven Lakes Circuit in Argentina to travel Route 48. If you're new here, well, buckle up, because we're gonna have some fun. Well, here we go. It's all gravel road from here. Looks like some military guys with horses. I have just found something very unsettling. I've just arrived at the parking area and there is glass all over the ground.
People park here to hike up and paraglide off of a nearby mountain.
It's super wide open out here in pretty much every direction. So I think thieves aren't worried because they can see anyone coming. So they take the opportunity to break into a lot of cars. Oh, it's super unsettling. But I mean, there's nothing we can do. I mean, there's nowhere around here else to park. And we flew all the way down here from Canada to go hiking. So we're just gonna have to suck it up and hope for the best. Oh, look at the little one. Hola. Ni hao. Sorry cup. As usual, no response. I don't know what language they speak. Whoa. Yeah, I got a cold. This trail is actually free of that prickly bush I found everywhere else. It's fairly wide and well groomed and well traveled. So I'm going to take off the pant legs and put on the shorts and lather up with sunscreen because it is a bluebird day. If you can see the paraglider. The views are starting to open up. Really starting to get a view now. Nearly halfway up. Wow. Beautiful. We've come about 550 meters, just over an hour, and it looks like we're about 50 meters from the ridge. Once we get up there, everything should open up. Well, a few steps from the ridge. Oh, here we go. All right, we can see a bit. Oh, well, it didn't quite open up as much as I expected. We have to go a bit more higher, but it's going to happen. Let's keep going. Whoa! Watch your step, my friends. Wow, out in the open here, it is getting hot. Woo! I'm glad we don't have far to go and that the bottom is covered in trees. As we near the top, we can see evidence of why it's an extinct volcano. Look at all this volcanic rock. We are so close, only 100 meters. I think that's the top there. Oh, yes, my friends, we are almost there. Oh, yeah.
We have reached the structure. Is it a ruin? One thing is, it's certainly not natural. It's a pile of small volcanic boulders that have been deliberately collected. The question is, by whom? Prehistoric hunter-gatherers? Ancient Mapuche peoples? Or is it more recent? I do see a shrine with a religious figurine, which is obviously modern. I can't see any evidence of walls that have crumbled. These stones have just been collected and piled, so it's okay to walk up on top for a look.
Woo!
My guess is that because of the high winds that can occur up here, this was built as a rudimentary bivvy or emergency shelter.
We have done it again, my friends. Cerro, Colorado. See here how the Seven Lakes area is fairly lush, down low, forested. But then you get over here. This is the way we came in a few days ago from Pucón. And it was just a barren desert. And that's the way it is for as far as I can see in the other direction. It's like the Seven Lakes area is an oasis. Oh, well, my friends, let's celebrate with some food. Today I have something special. Meat and cheese sandwich. Yeah, baby, we're going all out. That tastes delicious. Wow, up here is just one big high mesa or plain. So look in the other direction, you can see the lake that San Martin sits on, and then the valley is in the center of the screen of the Seven Lakes Road that we came in on. And then nothing but more lake, more mountains, and if we scoot far enough over, volcanoes. It's called Colorado because of the abundance of red rock up here. And that is volcanic rock, my friends. Extinct, but it could come alive again at any time. Who knows? We better get down. Woo! After 3.5 hours, I am relieved to say we have made it to the car, and it is fine. Yeah, baby! Woo! What a relief. The good thing is, it only took 3.5 hours, and I didn't have to really push myself to exhaustion, because as you know, I'm feeling under the weather. So it was just good. It was good to get something done, and good not to push it. So now we're going to take the rest of the day and rest, and hopefully we'll have a big day tomorrow, because it's a bigger mountain. But you know what? Even though we're kind of in the middle of nowhere along an old dusty road, there's actually 14 kilometers further a beach when the road gets next to the lake. So it's perfect. Let's go and relax and recharge, and then we'll find a place to camp. This area called Shuka was not even on my radar. I saw it as a little mark on the map, and I thought, well, after my hike, I'd stop in. But it is a blow-away area. It consists of 5 beaches, and we're going to take a tour of them all. Let's go. Beach number 1, Playa Turquesa. A little bit shaded. Let's just continue exploring, because I think all the beaches are pretty close. Right next to beach number 1 is a rocky area. It's a bunch of big boulders by the shore, but the advantage is the water is deep, So you can basically do some jumping off them. Beach number 2 actually has a sandy shore. And it's a little more in the sun. Beach number 3 has a very small sandy area, along with some rocky outcroppings that people lay on. Number 5. This one's a bit rocky, but has a beautiful view. But as you can see, it's pretty exposed to the wind. I know, but Sweller, what are you doing, man? Come on! When are you gonna sit down and rest? Well, you can do a circuit of all 5 beaches in less than an hour, and then choose which one you like and you want to settle down at. Me? Well, I don't have a blanket, so I'm not too keen on the sand. So I'm gonna go to beach number 1, which has a good swimming area that's calm, and then next to it are the rocks where I can flop down like a seal and chill out.
Gianluca,
Lucas, Matias here.
Matias.
Matthias, okay, we are here on
Shuka Beach.
Shuka Beach, and they are going to share mate with me. But
Okay.
what is mate?
Mate is like an infusion from here that it's similar than tea, but the first time you drink it, probably you don't like it.
Okay.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
So you need to drink it a couple times. And, and it's like a culture thing here. We gather together and drink mate. All the groups. You will see it everywhere. There is like a reunion with people, and they are drinking mate every day.
Okay.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
You can drink it with pizza, or you can drink it with cake.
Okay.
Always
I like both of those, so
Always
that will
mate.
work.
It's hot
So
water.
what is it?
It's hot water, and this is like the infusion things.
Oh yeah.
It's herb.
Herb.
Yeah.
How many different kinds of herb in there?
It's
I don't know.
depend from the.
Because
But is it like tea? Like there are many different kinds you can get, different flavors? Or
Yes.
is mate?
yes,
The
but
flavor is the same, but
the flavor is
the
the same.
recollection
It's
is from
different places.
different places from the
But
country.
the flavor is the same. Look,
Ah,
here's dry.
okay. Here, let me. It's hard to see with the sun. Oh, okay, yeah, and yeah, it kind of smells like tea.
Yes, it's similar.
It's more strong. The
Is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
¿Cómo se dice amargo? ¿Cómo se dice amargo?
And so you drink it through the straw.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to taste it?
Yeah. Okay.
You want me to record you or?
That's okay. Okay, here we go. Let's see what this is like.
Good
Is it hot?
Not that much.
If you
Oh,
don't
you know what?
you okay. If you don't like.
You like it?
You know what? This is like this is kind of like Chinese tea.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's
It's
Yeah.
Chinese tea, like black
It's
tea, can be
similar.
very strong, and it's kind of strong like that.
Yeah, it's similar.
It's the infusion of Messi,
Yeah.
soccer player.
Oh, soccer. Yeah.
This is not the strongest one
Okay.
because we don't like it.
Oh, okay.
There is people who drink it with sweetener or
Yeah.
sugar.
You don't like that?
Yeah, but
But you can put like sugar in there.
yeah, if you put sugar, there is people who drinks all the time will hate you. They say, come on, what are you doing? This is not mad.
Yeah, okay. It's good. I like it. It's good. Yeah, I like it.
Right now-
I like it.
Right now, you are 50% Argentinian.
Oh yeah.
But you don't
Okay.
know Messi, so
No. Okay, so that
Okay.
cost me 50%.
okay, that costs you 50%.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. All right, I must go. But it was great to meet you, friends.
It was great to meet you too.
And
We see you in Canada.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Awesome.
Bye bye.
This is going to be my camping spot for the night. There's the road right there, and we're in the little parking area for Cerro Melo. It's actually pretty good. There's room for several cars, and there's the start of the trail, and here I am over here. So for packing, I got a decent little setup in here. I got my suitcase luggage in there, poles, water, and then I picked up some cardboard boxes from the store that I put in, my kitchen cooking stuff, water filter, and all my food, just to kind of keep it from floating all over the back. Let's look at what I got going in the kitchen tonight. Check out my handy can opener that I bought. It's slow, but it works. We got some pasta brewing, and in it, I'm going to pour in some tuna and a can of peas and some of that dehydrated tomato sauce. Let's hope it's good. All right, we got the dehydrated tomato sauce in there, tuna, peas, pasta, ready to roll. It's a lot, and that's all I care about. Good morning. Welcome to day 6 on the Seven Lakes circuit. Well, I had a beautiful camp spot. It's in the middle of nowhere at the Cerro Melo trailhead. So it was super quiet, but this cold had me coughing and hacking all night. So it is what it is. I feel not too bad right now. So I'm going to get up, and it's a bluebird day. It looks like it's going to be really warm. So hopefully we can slowly make it up this mountain. And then after that, I plan to stop at that wonderful beach to relax and swim again before heading back into town to my favorite restaurant, Rosa's. I think I'm going to get a steak again. Ha ha ha! All that food. If you hadn't seen the previous video, you are not going to want to miss it. What do you think I'm having for breakfast? You guessed it. I whipped up some oatmeal with powdered milk, banana, and dulce leche to sweeten it up. Oh yeah, baby. It's going to be good. There is no more delicious way to start your morning than this. Especially camping, nothing but me and the birds. My other task this morning, well, I have feathers all over the car floating around because the floor of the car has some rails that the seats sort of move back and forth on. They've got a sharp end on them, so they poked 2 small holes in my down sleeping bag at the end. So I had to sew those holes up using my needle and thread. I'll tell you what, when you travel like Sweller and Dweller, your work is never done.
There's always something going on.
Which reminds me, I also have a hole in the rear of my pants. But, you know, that doesn't really bother me, so I'm not going to worry about it. Why make work for yourself? Here's how you do dishes, Sweller Van Dweller style.
You pour a little bit of your tea into the dirty pot, swish it around, and then you drink it. It's just oatmeal with a bit of tea in it, but it leaves your pot much cleaner, and then it just needs a little rinse.
And that's important, because water is precious out here. I have to filter everything I use, and that's a bit of work. Which reminds me, the next chore is to go filter some water. Let's go do it.
The most important thing about filtering water is to find yourself a comfortable spot. My filter's a bit old and takes a lot of work, so I need to be comfortable. Once we're comfortable, it just gets down to pumping. Hundreds of pumps for a couple liters. Still going, but almost done. Are you ready? I'm finally ready. Let's have a go at Cerro Malo, deep in the Seven Lakes area of Argentina. The trail begins through some fairly thick bush. After only a couple minutes, I gotta stop and take off the long sleeve. It is gonna be a barn burner of a day. I'm glad I'm starting early. Can you hear those birds? Oh, getting some views of a ridge way up high. Here's a sign telling us start back down 4 p.m. at the latest. Well, after about 20 minutes, it seems like I'm going about 75% of my normal speed. As you know, I'm in the midst of a cold, but you know what? That's okay. I don't want to overdo it. We got tons of time. It's an absolutely beautiful bluebird day, so there's no reason to rush. We want to make sure that we get to the top without exhausting ourselves. If there was a stat for the most cobwebs on the trail, this one would win. It was way worse at the bottom. It's starting to ease up as I get some elevation, but wow, man, I hope they aren't tarantula cobwebs. Which reminds me, we haven't seen any tarantulas since Chile, where we'd see at least 1 or 2 on every hike. I don't get it. We're not that far away. Aren't they allowed to cross the border? Look at this, a bridge across the stream using an enormous old fallen log. Beautiful. The trail does get a bit confusing at points, but just keep following the arrows. It's not critical because if you do get off trail, you're not going to get far anyways in this jungle. Well, after an hour, we're a third of the way up. We're back to 100% pace, but I don't know how that's going to last. I feel good, but I think I'm going to get knackered once we get out into the sun and start getting more and more elevation. It's going to tire me out. What? You were really looking forward to getting to the top? Well, don't worry. We'll make it. I just might be a bit knackered. Let's push on. Almost halfway up. Let's sit and have a well-deserved drink. We're getting our first glimpse of the lake way below through the trees. We have to go straight up 1.2 kilometers and we've come 800 meters. So hopefully, if all the stats are right, we're 2/3 of the way up. But I'm starting to feel it. But that's okay. It's a nice day. We got plenty of time. I'll just take the last bit a bit slower. But right now, let's stop and charge up. Let's have a granola bar with some chocolate chips in it, of course. Take a breather. Reach that altitude where the forest is starting to thin a bit, and we can see a bit more. I am beat. I'm tired. This cold is hammering me. My nose is full of snot, and every time I cough, it's just pain in my chest. It's so sore. Oh, tomorrow is a rest day before we start heading back toward Bariloche. Wow, what a view we're getting. I don't believe we can see the summit. We got to get over that ridge, and then it's further beyond. But wow, look at this beauty. Uh-oh, looks like we're going to start hitting patches of snow. Hopefully we can get through it. The snow is actually fairly supportive, so that's good. If it gets isothermic and we're sinking, that'll really suck. And the patches are small enough that if worst comes to worst, we can hopefully get around them without too much trouble. Oh, look at that. And on the left, unfortunately, I don't think that's the peak. I think the peak is still tucked in behind there. Oh wow, we are really getting rewarded now. We're almost to the ridge. This part really isn't so much fun. It's kind of like 2 steps forward, half step back. Beautiful views on the way up though. Wow. Just steps from reaching the ridge. Gonna pop over. Oh, yeah. Nice. Oh. Alright, now that we're up here, we gotta start curling left towards the summit. I'm not sure that's it. It might be hidden in behind. Well, as magnificent as that is, I don't think that's the summit. I think it's further behind. But look at this view down the valley where we came from. Yeah, baby. I'm not sure how much more elevation to go. Maybe 250 or 300 meters maximum, I hope. Oh, let's stop and have a piece of chocolate. Oh, I'm getting tired. Well, I was right. That wasn't the summit we could see from the bowl. Oh, we gotta traverse around here. It still looks like it's a fair ways off. I think it's a bit deceiving though. I don't think it's that far. Hopefully not. We have to go down a bit though. Really beautiful traversing along here though. A bit of a dubious snow slope to cross. We'll just have to be careful. Oh, here we go. Almost to the final summit block. Looks like we sneak up on the left-hand side of the ridge there. Hopefully to the left of the snow. Hidden somewhere is a good path. Well, I don't know. That's starting to look a little spicy. I hope the trail curls around to the left behind that ridge and away from the snow to an easier line. Well, after half an hour, we've done that traverse, and we are at the base of the final summit block. Unfortunately, the trail goes right through the snow. I don't know, it looks pretty fierce. We'll give it a shot. Only 150 meters to go. Hopefully we can do it. Oh, we're almost to the ridge top. Oh, I can see rock. I think this is it. I think we've reached it. Oh. Oh, yes, my friends. We have done it. Oh. Yes, my friends, we have done it! The summit of Cerro Malo, Argentina! Woo! There's some remnants of a shrine or something just below the summit. It's absolutely destroyed, though. Just below the summit, out of the wind, enjoying a well-deserved cheese sandwich. Took us just under 4 hours, about what I was hoping for and gunning for. Well, the bonus of all that suffering on the snow on the way up is it should give us a great ski down. Woo! See all the work I do for you? This is such a cool, fun section of the trail.
Bienvenido a Rosas y vamos a Argentina.
Ah, perfecto. Oh, my buddy. He's always serving me. Let the feast begin. The starter is here. Let's take a look. Lettuce, some veggies, some sausage, cubes of cheese, and cut up pieces of steak and vegetables on a bed of lettuce, and a big basket of bread. I'm not even sure what all these vegetables are, but I'm starving and they're delicious. The food's coming fast and furious. Now we got a deer empanada. These empanadas are delicious. Flaky crust, packed full of meat. I normally don't eat fatty sausage like this, but after today, we need all the calories we can get. Bring it on! And these little cubes of steak with vegetables are tasty and a preview of what's to come. And in the bread basket, we've always got two kinds of bread. Fresh chunks of baguette and then some toasted pieces of baguette. Take your choice. And the main has arrived. Good timing, because I'm still starving. Big chunk of Argentinian steak and a big whopping pile of mashed potatoes. You know, most of the time, the mashed potatoes are lukewarm at best, but tonight, they are steaming. Look at those grill marks. With each bite of this steak, I can just feel the energy seeping into my body. I'm trying to eat slow, but it's hard. So good. Friday night, and the place is moderately busy. Oh, dessert is here. The gas tank is pretty much full, but we're not finished. We got some work to do. I got a flan with dulce leche to go along with it. and a big wallop of whipped cream. This thing's almost too beautiful to eat, but I'm going to eat it anyways. To sleep tonight, I'm going to head to the little Mirador on the hill on the outskirts of town. It's not the quietest place. There's kids up there on dates, adults there on dates. I don't know, there's other people sleeping. It's just, I don't know. People come up with beer and drink in their car. It's just crazy. But you know what? I'm so tired. I'm going to sleep through it all. It doesn't matter. It's going to be great.
Well, good morning. Welcome to day 7 of the 7 Lake Circuit in Argentina. As you know, yesterday I was exhausted after climbing Cerro Malo, and I took a couple hours at the beach after, and then I had a huge meal at Rosa's. And the fallout this morning, I actually feel okay. But as you know, I have a cold, and I've had 2 days and 2 peaks, and I really think that I don't want to push it, and I need to take a rest day today. So this morning, I'm going to go to the library, get on the computer, catch up on the world, and then we're going to go for an amazing pizza at Pizza Cala. And then later in the afternoon, we're going to start a return trip to Bariloche on the 7 Lake Circuit. But we've got a lot of stuff to do on the way back, so we're going to drive as far as the free campsite at the foot of Cerro Faulkner, where we'll stay for the night, and that'll put us in great position to take an exciting side trip on one of the side highways to climb another peak. Let's get up and get started.
We've got oats, banana, powdered milk, and a dollop of dulce leche.
Now we just gotta mix it up.
Ready to go. Cool looking vendor on the street selling wicker out of a truck with a guard dog. Saturday afternoon, street market. San Martin is full of beautiful, quiet, tree-lined streets like this one. And I'm back at Pizza Cala for another Hawaiian pizza. It is Saturday at 1 p.m. and this place is a zoo. Both inside and the patio out front are packed. Well, even though it was so busy, it only took 20 minutes and the pizza is ready. So I've walked across the street to the park. Oh, look at that. Ooey gooey and delicious looking. Let's dive in. I can't wait. It's a thin crust style, but full of toppings and ooey gooey cheese. Mmm. Delicious. Look at that. Pineapple. Perfection. Final verdict. Well, for 5,000 Argentinian pesos, or about $6, it's a pretty solid deal. If you're in San Martin de los Andes in Argentina, you should definitely stop in to Pizza Cala. This park in San Martin is absolutely beautiful with ginormous monkey puzzle trees. It's so calm and chilled out Saturday afternoon. Well worth a visit. All right, it's 7 p.m. Changing plans.
I was getting ready to leave town for the camp at Faulkner, getting groceries and stuff, and I just felt so tired. I went to the beach and sat on a bench and actually started to fall asleep. And I don't know. I have one extra day in this 7-lake circuit that I've been trying to figure out what to do with. And I thought, well, here's the perfect opportunity. I'm not sure if I went with my original plan, if I would be able to climb a peak tomorrow, which I was planning to do. If I wasn't able to, and I didn't feel good, I am stuck in the middle of nowhere. If I stay here one more day, I can use my extra day of my circuit to sit on the beach and have an extra day to rest. And I have services and stores here. It's just a much more pleasant place to hang out. There's really no disadvantage to delaying by a day. Sorry. The other advantage is that in Angostura, I wanted to visit this restaurant. And if I had gone with my original plan, I would have ended up being there in 2 days, which is December 25th, which is Christmas Day. And they're not open Mondays. It's a Monday. They're not open Mondays and it's Christmas, so they're not going to be open. So if I delay a day, it's perfect because they'll be open and I get to visit this restaurant. So I just think it's a no-brainer for me to hang out here. It is really hard for me to kind of like lounge around. I'm just not a lounger, and I really have to force myself. But in this case, it makes sense in every way. So I'm going to hang out and chill out. Maybe you should chill out too. So I'm kind of sick right now with a cold. Well, this pretty much sums up how I feel. There is no place on earth that people don't flock to the street market. Once again, I am in my favorite restaurant in San Martin de los Andes, Argentina. As you know, I'm a bit under the weather, I'm not feeling good, so I wanted to come here again because I know what to expect, and it's a hearty meal, and I need it. We got some veggies on a bed of lettuce, some cheese, some sausage, and some chunks of beef on a bed of lettuce. And of course, our huge basket of bread. I just love these vegetables. Do you know what this fatty salami is? It's pure cold-fighting power. Bring it on. And these cubes of cheese, very nice. And these little cubes of beef, these are a preview of what is to come, my friends. And the appetizer is here. We've got a deer empanada. This thing is spectacular. Filled with meat in a light puffy pastry. While it's true there is no cure for the common cold, it's rumored that deer empanadas can help significantly. Oh, yeah. Are you officially supposed to eat the bed of lettuce that things come on? Well, I don't really care. I'm eating it. For the main, I was going to mix it up a little bit tonight and get chicken, but when I'm sick, what I need is predictability. So I decided to go with what I know here, a beef steak. A big piece of beef with nicely done grill marks, accompanied by a pile of mashed potatoes. This piece of meat I got tonight is great, lean and tender. These mashed potatoes probably have a couple of pounds of butter in them, but you know what? That is okay right now.
I still can't decide which I like better, the fresh baguette or the crunchy toasted pieces. And finally, to finish, dessert has arrived. I've got a mountainous flan, egg custard, a dollop of dulce leche, and some whipped cream. This thing is beyond delicious, and I assure you, pure cold-fighting power. So, final verdict? Well, with Rosa's, you really can't go wrong. For 8,200 pesos, or about $9, including tip, it is a steal. If you are in San Martin de los Andes in Argentina, make sure that you stop by.
Good morning. Welcome to day 8 of the Seven Lakes Circuit. You know, last night at dinner, I started feeling so hot. I thought, oh no, now I'm getting a fever. But I had a great sleep, and this morning I feel good. This cold is kind of weird. Normally, when I have a cold, I really wake up feeling awful, and then I feel better when I get up and start moving around. But with this one, I felt good in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I just plunge and get exhausted and tired. So anyways, today, my friends, is beach day. We're going to relax, and hopefully this afternoon I will maintain my energy, because we are for sure moving on. Yeah, we will start our way back towards Bariloche. We've got a lot of cool things to do, so hopefully we'll have the energy. What's that? Oh. A pack of wild horses just came by the car. I'm literally just on the outskirts of town, overlooking the lake, and yeah, there's just a pack of wild horses. No big deal. Oh, the adventure begins already, and it's still only 7:30 in the morning.
You just have wild horses all over the place. They're here at the side of the highway. They're super scared of people. Let's see how close we can get. Hola! Ni hao. Oh. Hello? Guess they don't speak any of those languages. Remember a few days ago on the way out, we stopped to climb Cerro Faulkner, and I was saying there was a great campsite for free on the shores of the lake, but it was way too crappy at that point to stay. So I said, look, I'm going to do my best to make sure we stop on the way back. And my friends, I don't lie, we are here. Lake Faulkner. Let's enjoy it. I cooked up an enormous dinner to eat here at the free campsite on the shores of Lake Faulkner. What a beautiful view to enjoy a meal. Got pasta, a bunch of peas and carrots, and some meat in there. Hearty. At the grocery store, they had these apricots for $1 a kilogram. What is that? Like 50 cents a pound? Man, so I got a bunch of those for desserts and regular anytime eating. They're so good. Free campsite isn't actually on the nice sandy side of Lake Faulkner. It's on the other side of the road, but it's like a 2-minute walk. And this campsite is huge, and it's a weekend, and it is filled with Argentinians out to enjoy a weekend with friends and family. With one notable addition, Sweller Van Dweller. Good night, my friends, from Argentina.
Welcome to day 9 on the 7 Lake Circuit in Argentina. Well, remember the well, I still got that cold, but I feel okay. I think. Remember on the way out here, we were through this way and climbed Mount Faulkner, and we were going to camp, but it was really cold and cloudy, and I said, I don't think we should stay here. It's going to be way too cold. Let's just move on, and hopefully we can stay here on the way back. And it's a good thing we did that, because it was a clear, warm day yesterday, and last night was still our coldest night yet on this trip. So, anyways, it is a beautiful blooper day out there, and we got some work to do. We're gonna climb another peak. We're gonna climb Cerro Negro on a side trip down Highway 68 to the Traful area. Let's get to it, my friends. It is a beautiful morning here at the free campsite along the shores of Lake Faulkner. Let's have some drink, some food, fuel up, and get on the road. Today I've got myself a little treat from the normal banana oatmeal. Today I've got myself apricot oatmeal.
There are going to be a lot of apricots in my diet over the next few days. I mean, why not? At 50 cents a pound? That's a steal. I'm going to fill up. What we got here? Side of the road? Some wild horses. Spent the night here. Hola. Ni hao. Hello. The free campsite actually isn't on the shores of Lake Faulkner. It's across the street, where the water becomes another lake. Lake Villarino. It is 8 o'clock in the morning, and I have the Seven Lakes Circuit all to myself. Just standing here, right in the middle of the highway. It's amazing. All right, my friends, here is where we depart the Seven Lakes Road in Argentina, Highway 40, to go on to Highway 65 for our side trip to Villa Traful to climb Cerro Negro. Let's get to it. Well, in fairly short order, the road turns to gravel. Buckle up, my friends. We're going to have some fun. Oh, in short order, you make it to the banks of Lago Traful. Look at that. Beautiful. Here we go. Goats on the road. The road along the lake is just beautiful. Look at this. There's a short walk down the road from the tourist center to get to the actual trailhead. But that's okay, because it gives you great views of Cerro Negro and what's to come. Following the signs pointing to Cerro Negro. It is summertime. Look at these flowered trees. After 10 minutes, we have arrived. Sendero Cerro Negro.
This looks to be a leftover from the pandemic. Utensils should not be shared, and put sanitizer on everything.
I love this. A sign warning that trees fall. Be careful. The trail is fairly wide and free of the needling bushes, so I'm going to take the opportunity to unzip the pant legs and go with shorts because it's a scorching bluebird day out here. You'll come to a closed gate. Just go through. After 45 minutes, I'm starting to get some views. It's a lot of work going uphill, but pay attention to the signs. You don't want to go the wrong way. For just under an hour and about a quarter of the distance, we come to this beautiful mirador. A great place to stop for a snack. Look at that. Lago Traful. With the Villa Traful nestled in there. Villa Traful. And my friends, now the work begins. Out of the cover of the forest and up higher to Cerro Negro. It's only taken an hour to come this far, but I have a feeling we're going to slow down because we're going to lose the cover of trees, and it is scorching hot and bluebird. We'll just have to push on without overdoing it. That summit block sure looks spicy. I don't know if we'll make it right to the top unless it eases off on the other side in behind. All we can do is go and look and give it a shot. I mean, nothing's guaranteed because this viewpoint, this mirador, is actually the end of the official trail. So, off the beaten track now. Not sure what the result will be. On the other hand, if you've learned anything from watching my videos, you know that probably isn't the actual summit. The actual summit's probably hidden further beyond. We'll see. Whoa, watch out for the poop. It doesn't seem I've ever been on a trail where I haven't had to watch out for the poop. It's quite dense in here. Well, after an hour and a half, we're well over halfway the elevation, I think. But we had a late start, so it's afternoon already. I think we should stop and have a sandwich. Besides, we have an amazing seat here with a backrest and a view that is absolutely stunning. Let's enjoy it. I had my rest day yesterday on the beach because I was not feeling good, as you know. It was awesome. In the afternoon, I didn't feel tired and sleepy like I have the previous few days. So I knew that was a good sign. And yeah, it was still good to take the extra day though to give my body rest. But I thought it was a good sign that I'd feel better by today. And I do. I'm feeling pretty good. So yeah, things are good. Although I'm still coughing a bit and my nose is still stuffed and I got a little bit of cough, but I feel better. So yeah, not 100%, but I think I'm on the mend. What is better than a seat like this and a view like that? Well, when you add a cheese sandwich. Well, now we've got this huge towering block to overcome. How are we going to do it? I think we're going to go around and skirt it on the left. All right, we've wound around the left side of that imposing block. Looks like we got some snow crossings. This one looks somewhat dangerous. I'll have to be careful. Just a beautiful bowl here. Wow. Waterfalls to my left, waterfalls to my right. It is awesome. Just a gorgeous alpine meadow here. Wow, beautiful. All right, final summit block. I think we're just going to attack it straight on. Maybe angle a little left. Oh, the cold's not done. We are almost there, my friends. Just angling left now to get to the summit. Oh, hopefully this is the final snow slope. This is kind of spicy. We are almost there. One final break. A couple more steps to crest the ridge. Oh, yeah, baby. Ah, and just to the left, the summit block. Ah. Oh, yeah, baby. Woo! We have done it. 3 hours and 10 minutes. We're at the top of Cerro Negro, just outside of Villa Traful in Argentina. Look at that view. Lego Traful. And a volcano in behind. I don't think you can see it. It's too far. Volcano Lanin. On the summit, there's these really interesting little vegetations. They almost look like miniature broccoli. But we're not done yet. On the way down, we're gonna go skiing. Time to go down. Woo! All right, after 5¼ hours and 1,205 meters of elevation gain, we are back at the car. Oh, I know. But Sweller, what are you doing, man? You said there would be swimming. Where's the swimming? The swimming is now. As charming as the little town of Traful is, the beach I see is all rocky. It's not nearly as nice as some of the spots we found when we drove in here from Highway 40 along Highway 65. You know what? I think we're going to drive back a ways and go to some of those beaches instead. What a nice little town. So on the way out of town, just on the outskirts, I saw a bunch of cars parked by the side of the road. And I thought, oh, this must be the good beach. So I went down and took a look, and you know, it was still kind of rocky, and it was packed with people. But they had an awesome cliff to jump off of. So even though I didn't have my swimsuit, I just took off my hiking pants and I took a few jumps. It was awesome. All right, this place is perfect. It's got some shade because I've already been baking in the sun for 5 hours. It's nice, beautiful sand, and I've got a full liter of UHT milk that's been sitting in the car baking for 3 days. Delicious. Oh, that's so good. You know, there's something about UHT processed milk. It changes the whole dynamic a little bit. I just kind of like it. I love it. I love it. I admit it. I told you we'd go swimming. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think this view rates as a place for dinner? I guess pretty good. Well, what exactly is for dinner tonight? Well, I'm going to have at least 2 courses. Course number 1, let's take a look. As you know, I've been polishing off a liter of milk
since the hike, so I think that's enough protein. Now we need some carbs.
A big pot of pasta with tomato sauce.
So let me tell you the lowdown of the situation. After hiking, I went to the beach to go swimming. Now, as you know, on the way out of town of Villa Traful, I stopped where there was a lot of cars to check out the beach. And I just planned to take a look because I didn't think it was going to be nice. So I didn't take my swim trunks. I just still had my hiking gear on. So when I got there, I found the awesome cliff jumping. So I just took my pants off and I had my sports underwear on. I mean, I don't even know nowadays, like, what's the difference? I mean, no one said anything. They're just tight swim trunks. So I went swimming in those. And then I went to my real beach, the Stanley Beach, and I just kept my swim trunks on, which were my sports underwear. And I still have them on. Now I'm at a lookout on, I'm at the Lago Correntesi. I'm at the Lago Correntoso Mirador, and I'm cooking dinner and looking at the beautiful view, and I still have my sports underwear on, and I feel great. And I'm eating some fantastic pasta. Course number 1. You know what, my friends? I think this is living the dream. At least, Sweller Van Dweller style. Let me tell you another story. It's amazing what you see at these roadside pullouts. I just saw a group of 4 ladies pull in, and they parked so the back of their car was facing the wall. You know, so instead of like pulling off the road and then sort of pulling into a spot, they backed into the spot, and everything was great. And then they went to leave, and the lady started the car, and I could see she stepped on the gas, but the emergency brake was on, so they didn't go anywhere. She took the emergency brake off, stepped on the gas, and proceeded to plow right into the stone wall. I felt so bad for them. They got out of the car and they were like, oh, it's like, I felt so bad. You know, I don't know how she did it. I think she must have been used to, like, pulling into a parking spot, and then when you want to leave, you have to put it in reverse and, like, back out. But for some reason, they backed into this spot, and it was probably just a habit. She put into reverse, stepped on the gas, and smashed right into the stone wall. Woo. Well, I'll tell you what, it is good there is a stone wall there, because beyond the stone wall is like about a 50-meter drop into the bush, forest, and the lake. And it's probably full of snakes and tarantulas down there. But that, I mean, that doesn't really matter. But you know, it just adds to the effect. So, that's my story. I'm going to finish my pasta because we've got to get on to course number 2. Here's a little tip for handling roadside pullouts on the Seven Lakes Road in Argentina. So, they all seem to have massive ruts and potholes as soon as you pull off the road. And, you know, normally, like, you're kind of going at highway speeds, and then you got to slow down, and you're kind of going a little bit fast when you go off into the pullout sometimes. No, you don't want to do that here, because it's full of these enormous potholes and ruts. I mean, serious damage could be done. So, just a tip. Okay, I know what you want to know. What is course number 2? Well, we've had our protein, we've had our carbs, now we got to have our vegetables. So I've got a can of Choclo Blanco Cremoso. It kind of rolls over your tongue. But it's basically white cream corn. But it's not like Canadian or American cream corn. it's quite a bit different. But you know what? It's actually quite growing on me. It's quite good. It's kind of it. Have you ever had creamed wheat? I mean, it almost tastes like creamed wheat. But anyways, I don't know. I kind of like it, and you know, it's fairly sweet. So it's almost like you're getting your vegetables and your dessert all in one. So, bon appetit. Moo.
Welcome to day 10 of the 7-Lake Circuit in Argentina. Last night was by far the warmest night. Wow. I didn't even sleep in my sleeping bag, and I had to take my shirt off. It was hot. I don't know. It's amazing how the temperature is varying, because the previous night was the coldest night by far. So, I don't know. Today, we are going to head towards the border of Chile to hike a peak, and then we are going to visit my most anticipated restaurant of the trip. You are not going to want to miss it.
It's another bluebird day. Let's enjoy a breakfast of some apricot oatmeal on the shores of Lago Corontoso. Once again today, we are leaving Highway 40 to go onto Highway 231, which will take us towards Chile, and our mountain for the day, Cerro Penguinal. All right, we're at the trailhead, Senda Cerro Penguinal. Let's get to work. Trail starts out through this grove of what looks like dead bamboo. I wonder what exactly happened to the bamboo. I mean, there's lots of other lush green ground cover and vegetation and trees, so I don't know what happened. Can anyone guess? Does anyone have any idea? Do you hear that bird? Wow. I don't see it. It sounds like it's had way too much caffeine. Man, this trail is steep. It is no Sunday afternoon meandering forest walk, that's for sure. And the brush is thick at points. There's still a lot of trees in the way. It's not a great view. Once you reach the ridge top, it kind of flattens out, and you gotta do a little bit of up and down traversing to get to the summit. We have done it! After about an hour, we have reached the summit of Cerro Penguinal. I know, it's not so spectacular because we're not even above tree line. But you know, the real star of this hike is not the summit. It's actually Mirador Sur, or the South Viewpoint. It should give us some spectacular views. Let's go to it.
It's only about 10 minutes away. Ah, here we go. This looks like the South Mirador coming up. It's going to open right up. Holy smokes! Wow! What a view. Holy smokes. You know, even though Penguinal is one of the smallest peaks that we've done, I think it might have one of the best views. Just amazing view with the lakes. But you know me, my friends, we are not done. Yes, we are going to go swimming, and then we are going to go to the most anticipated restaurant of the trip. Will it live up to the hype? We will see, my friends. Stay tuned. Even with taking plenty of time for views at the top, after 2.5 hours and 555 meters of elevation gain, we are back at the car. My friends, it is time to go swimming. Lago Espejo. The really beautiful Mirador Aruco. So I was heading towards the beach, and then I remembered. I don't know how I could ever have forgotten. Grido! I had to stop for an ice cream. Only 600 pesos. I got myself a mint chocolate, and there's enormous chocolate hunks in there. Minty chocolate hunks. It's amazing. You know, for such a raggedy looking town, the beaches at Angostura are awesome. There's 2 sides separated by a strip of land. You can choose one side, which is in the sun, or another side, which is in the shade. This side is a little bit more shaded. Choices, choices! Which will we choose? I'm going to choose the sunny side. There's still shade to be had. You just got to go a few feet away from the beach. And the water, it actually looks to have less debris in it. I think the other side is maybe prone to the wind or something. There's just more stuff floating. But this side is beautiful. Let's settle in. That's a little bit cold.
Bienvenido al Esquiador.
I am at the highly rated Restaurante El Esquiador. To start, they give you some bread and some dipping sauce. A basket of crusty white baguettes with dipping sauce that is tangy. Now, if you know me, you know this is the kind of place I really like. All locals at locals prices. But this one is actually a little bit fancier than I'd normally go to. But, you know, the prices are still great. This is Argentina. It's kind of a step up from a lot of countries I visit. All right, my friends, the main has arrived. Let's take a look. I got a beautiful chicken steak with mushrooms, mashed potatoes, and it's got a little bit of garnish on there. I'll tell you what, this is one giant piece of chicken. Wow. I know a lot of you are glad to see me eating my chicken again, too. I was kind of on a beef kick there for a while.
You know, chicken is my regular thing. And I'm back, baby. I'm back. This is an absolutely monster portion of chicken. I'll get through it, but man, it's a lot of meat for the money. And when you add this mountain of mashed potatoes, I'm gonna be stuffed. And these mashed potatoes, they're not overly loaded with butter, which is great because you can smother them in this mushroom sauce, and it's like a piece of the universe falls into place. Yeah.
This place was not busy when I got here because I was pretty much the first one in, but it's quickly filling up. Final verdict? Well, it was enormous, it was delicious, and I think it was awesome. For 4,500 pesos, or just over $5.50, it's a steal. If you are in Angostura, Argentina, in the Seven Lakes area, you gotta stop in to El Escuidor. Well, after that great dinner, we have a bit of a problem. I just remembered that to get out of that street, you have to drive right past Grido. It's time for some ice cream for dessert, my friends. I got myself a crema russo. Crema russa? I don't know. It's like Russian alcohol with nuts. Whoa. We gotta try that. Good morning, and welcome to day 11, the final day of the Seven Lakes Circuit here in Argentina. I am in Angostura, where I spent the first night, but I've switched it up, and I've stayed in a different location. I'm staying in the big, empty parking lot by the beach that is normally absolutely crowded in the daytime. Look at this. There's just a camper there, and me, and, well, this old ship. Looks like we're going to have another absolutely scorching bluebird day for our final day here. So let's get an early start. We've got to climb up Cerro O'Connor. Couple kilometers of navigating down some dirt road to get to the trailhead. It's a bit hardcore here. The final part of the approach road is up this recently logged, very rough area, so I decided to back off and just park at the end of the good road. Well, we know we're on the right track. Here's the sign. Cerro O'Connor. You're not going to go too far on this road. Keep your eyes peeled. There is a trail off to the right. Don't miss it. Don't keep going on the logging road like I initially did. The first part of the trail through the forest is really lush, quiet, and beautiful. I'm just loving it. And you know what? I'm glad we've got forest cover because it's a bluebird day and it is going to be scorching once we get above tree level. We are only maybe a third of the way up, and the views are starting to pop. Well, this looks like the end of the tree cover. We're going to be out in the blazing sun now. We got about, I think, 300 meters to go. That's 300 meters up, my friends.
Trail's getting kind of loose dirt. Makes it a little harder to go up. Yeah, this dirt slope is hard work, but the views are phenomenal. All right, we have reached the ridge. Now we just gotta traverse and do a bit more climbing to reach the summit. What? You're getting tired? It's sunny out and hot? Well, yeah, I hear ya. Let's get to it. We're getting there. That final bit is like walking on the moon or something. Except a moon with snow. All right, we are atop the false summit. Now we just got to do a bit more traversing to get to the true summit. Well, traversing and a bit more elevation gain. Okay, my friends, the final summit block. Let's go get it. Oh, there's a lot of snow up here on the other side of the ridge. All right, my friends, final few steps. We are there. Yeah! Woo! Yes, my friends, just under 2.5 hours, and we have made it to the summit of Cerro O'Connor in Argentina. Oh, look at this snow on the other side of the ridge. There is a lot left. It is kind of summer, but it's not summer. Because it's lunchtime, and we're at the summit, let's dig out the cheese sandwich. And we worked so hard, how about a piece of chocolate? We definitely deserve that. So you can actually make a loop out of this hike. You just keep following the ridge and go down on the other side here. But the problem is, it deposits you 2.5 kilometers from your car, and you have to walk along dusty gravel roads and gain 100 meters to get back to your car. We've reached the summit. We've seen all the views. There's no need to punish ourselves. I got a better idea. How about we go back the way we came and head to the beach? Yes, my friends. I think that's a great idea. What do you think? Do I even have to ask you for your opinion? I know you're with me. This will be our final summit of the 7 Lake Circuit out of Bariloche. It's been an incredible 11 days. I hope you've enjoyed it. But we are not done. We have a lot more to do on this trip. Oh my gosh. You are not going to want to miss what's going to happen for the next month. Let's add a rock atop the summit, Karen, for our thanks, appreciation, and to reward our hard work. And for today, we're not done yet today either. My friends, let's get down to the beach. Well, now that we're off the dirt slope and back in the forest, you know what we gotta do? Yes, my friends, we gotta empty our boots. Just under 4.5 hours and 1,030 meters elevation gain, and we are back at the car. Let's hit the beach, and I'll tell you more about my big surprise of changing plans. You're gonna love it.
Here is the surprise. When I was done Cerro O'Connor, I was supposed to start heading back to Bariloche because I've got to have the car back early tomorrow morning. But there's no real good beaches that I know of going back that way, and I'd also have to find a campsite, and there's not so many of those either. So then I got to thinking, to get to Cerro O'Connor this morning, I only had to drive 6 minutes out of Angostura. So then I thought, hey, why don't I go back to Angostura, to the beach there? It's fantastic. And then I can go to that fabulous restaurant again, El Esquidor. It's kind of a no-brainer. So I'm back on the beach in Angostura, and tonight for camping I'm going to stay in the big parking lot at the beach like I did last night. The only negative is I might have to get up a half an hour early to make it back to Bariloche in time to return the car. But that won't be a problem because I'm doing a lot of sleeping on the beach. Life is not hard, my friends. You just gotta figure it out. Once again, we are in Angostura, Argentina at El Esquidor for a huge, fantastic meal at a tiny local's price. Let's get to it, my friends. No matter what you order, they always start you off with a big basket of bread and some beautiful dipping sauce. And it's tangy. So I was going to try something different tonight, but, you know, they have pastas, but I'm eating pasta all the time when I'm camping and have to cook myself. The other things they have are steak, but I've eaten a lot of that lately. They have trout. I don't feel like fish tonight. And then they have pizzas. I think getting one of their special dishes is probably the best choice. So I'm going with chicken with mushroom sauce and mashed potatoes. And it is huge and it is delicious. Let's get ready to dig in. For the bread, depending on the day and what they have, you could get some fresh white baguette, or you could also get some of this toasted baguette loaded with butter on it. As mentioned, this dipping sauce for the bread is tangy, man. Well, the main has arrived, and when you see it, you're gonna know why I wanted to order it again. It is huge and beautiful. Look at the size of that piece of chicken. In other restaurants, that could easily be split into 2 portions. And then you got some garnish and a mountain of mashed potatoes. I don't know, in other restaurants, they could easily cut all this in half, put it on 2 different plates, and serve it to 2 customers. It's going to be a challenge to get through. But you know, challenges like these are the ones I'm ready to step up to any day. The chicken is oh so tender and juicy. Now the mashed potatoes are nice and fluffy and great on their own. But if you get in there and smoosh them around in the mushroom sauce, oh, that is heaven. The garnish ain't too much to write home about. It's a little lettuce and a tomato, but you know what? I'm gonna get in there and enjoy it. He's gonna walk in, and he's got a dog in a purse. It looks dead. I'm not sure if it's living. I don't know. Is it living? I don't know what the hell. I think is that a real dog? It's not moving. I have no idea. It could just be a stuffed toy. I have no idea. Oh, no, it is a real dog. He's talking to it. Unless he likes talking to stuffed animals. All are welcome, and anything goes at El Esquidor. You give it enough time, this place is gonna fill up every night. Ooh. For me, this borders on obscene, but I actually finished everything. It was enormous. Seriously. Gracias.
Oh. It's funny that I asked for the check. I don't know. She's just having a good time. Yeah, so I ate all that. Now the question is, can I stop on the way to the campsite for dessert? Because I love my dessert. And I can't pass by this place without stopping. So you'll probably see me eat dessert now.
Oh, perfecto! Oh! Oh! Oh, look at that. Oh, gracias.
Tonight, I have gone with mint with chocolate chunks in it. This is enormous. I think they like me because they gave me way more tonight. Oh yeah. Look at this thing. I better get to it before it falls off. Okay, so let's debrief this. El Esquidor is monstrous portions and a monstrous price. And by monstrous, I mean a great deal. 4,500 pesos, which is about $5.50. It was spectacular. And then down the street around the corner, Grido for dessert. For 600 pesos, you get a single scoop of ice cream in a waffle cone. That is like 70 cents, my friends. You cannot pass it by. Make a night of it.
Next time on Sweller Van Dweller.
So I just returned the car and checked into the hostel, and I was rummaging through my bags for some things, and I realized I've been robbed. I'm at a loss for words. I don't understand what has happened. When I checked out of the hostel, I remember seeing the items that were missing. I mean, I even used some of them in the final moments of being in the hostel. And from there, I took my luggage to the car rental place, got the car, and I threw my luggage in the hatchback. And that's where it's been ever since. I took it out of the car to come here and open it up, and there's things missing.
If you enjoyed that video, then you should watch this one next. And if you've seen that one, well then you should watch this one. And if you've watched them both, well then, you're one of my top subscribers, and I appreciate you so much. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.